Hello and welcome to Sangoma Society. We're doing Vlogmas this year. Oh my goodness, I can't believe what I've committed to. But I'm so excited to be reconnecting with this community here on YouTube. It's been an incredible 3 or so years of being on this platform, and I've grown so much, and my way of working has been so deeply affected by the members of this community right here on a social media ad. I'm Honey Tell a Story on all social media networks. Ngingumakhosi Nomavuto Emsamo. This is Sangoma Society, where we demystify the ancestral. Today, I want to talk about following the guidance of the ancestors and doing things for free. More than once, on more than one occasion, I have been instructed by my ancestors to bring out an offering for members of my broader community that would be free of charge. And each time that I have said, okay, let's go, I found myself absolutely amazed by the impact that decision to follow through with the guidance to do that has had on my life. Sharing content about the ancestors right here on YouTube has obviously had an impact on my own spirituality, has forced me to interrogate how I approach my ancestors and how I approach my life with my ancestors, and what it is that I want to share with other people who might just be beginning their journey with their ancestors, or who might be confused about the experience that they're having in the context of their journey with their ancestors. Then came the mid-year solstice of 2020. The world was in lockdown. It was just such dark and troubling times. I had already been doing remote retreats with my sister for our client bases as healers, just to give them tools to cycle through the impact of that isolation and the terrible grief that so many of us were suffering. And then my ancestors said to me to begin doing clearing into consciousness with each full moon. And so I began. It was a completely free offering. The first round of clearing into consciousness during that mid-year solstice of 2020 started out with about 3 members and finished with 300 participants. We had the most incredible time because at that time I just left the group open from eclipse to eclipse, from full moon to new moon. It was, for me, an insane experience. And there were so many people who came back to me after that and affirmed the work and told me that this work had changed their lives. Clearing into consciousness is work that I have done in the context of my retreats, communal work, collective work, in which retreatants would gather together to do the same curriculum under a full moon with the intention of clearing things out of their lives that no longer serve them. Of course, in the context of a retreat, I'm there, I'm present, and we're doing this work, and we're going to sacred bodies of water, and we're purging, you expect those shifts, but I never expected what came out of clearing into consciousness. After 2 years of doing Clearing into Consciousness as a free program, I was instructed to begin charging for Clearing into Consciousness. All well and good. With each cycle, the work had deepened. The way in which we do it remotely had shifted into something much deeper than even what it was the very first time. So I followed the instructions of my ancestors and I went with it. And then just a few months ago, I was told that there's an offering that I need to create again. And I thought to myself, but there was a free offering and you said it should be paid now. So what is this? So I meditated on it and I listened into what they wanted. And my ancestors instructed me to create a 12-part guided journaling course called Answers from Our Ancestors for someone who just really wants to figure this thing out for themselves. What I didn't expect, what I did not expect after 8 years of being a Sangoma is that Answers from Our Ancestors is exactly what I needed most. The questions in this guided journaling course were questions that I needed to introspect on for where I am now in my journey. Because I'm not where I was 2 years ago. I'm not where I was 5 years ago. And obviously, I'm a million miles away from where I was 8 years ago. But I realized that in giving to members of my community, I give first to myself. I guess it's not very different to something I learned when I was an initiate. I was told that it's not true ukuthi inyanga ayizinyangi, because each and every person who walks through your door to get help from you is there to teach you something about yourself. Every time you find yourself confronted with a problem that you've never seen before, and somebody's ancestors instruct you on how to treat their child, you cannot administer that treatment to them until you've administered it to yourself. And in that way, you are healing. Looking at my practice in that way has given me such empowerment, such agency, and I guess that's what this body of work has given back to me. Once again, I don't know how many times we'll have to go through certain things as people, relearning our agency, recentering our power. But that's what Answers from the Ancestors has done for me. And you can enroll right now, free of charge. The link is in the description box below. This is Sangoma Society, where we demystify the ancestral. We hope that what we offer you waters your garden. Mina nginguMakhosi uNomabutho. I am Honey Tell a Story on all social media networks, and you can find Sangoma Society on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as TikTok. And if you're looking for more resources, you can find those on www.sangomasociety.com. Makhosi.